Welcome back. No, it's been a little while, like a couple of weeks. I've been wanting to make this video for a little while now as well. I wanted to make sure Call of Duty Next, was finished, like, so I can watch it and get my thoughts right after. It just ended about half an hour ago. So this video is going to be about the event, what I liked, some of the new gameplay we saw obviously was live and zombies, Warzone, and multiplayer. They didn't show any campaign, of course, because they've already been showing a lot of campaign throughout the since launch, even throughout the last couple of weeks. So, with that being said, am I hyped for this game? Yes. Am I as hyped as I was before seeing all the new gameplay and stuff? Not as much. And I'll let you know why. I do think the game's gonna be good. It could be the best Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. Some people are saying after they played it. Um, it could be. So my favorite Call of Duty this generation, I guess the PS4 generation and this generation so far, has been Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. Some people love this game, some people not so much. I thought it was a really, if you watch my review about 5 years, oh, not 5 years ago, well, 4 years ago, um, you would know why I like it. It was very refreshing, it was more realistic, and now, since then, CODs have really changed, and there's a lot of new cosmetics and like the energy weapons, and like it seems like kind of like Overwatch and like I don't know, a lot of this kid type stuff, which I'm not a fan of, honestly. The farthest like I like those types of things is like the camos that kind of change colors and stuff. That's just pretty much as far as I would go. After that, with this weird energy weapons and like I don't, and the cosmetics that you look like a zombie and like you look like this person, that person. I don't, not a huge fan of that. I think if here's the thing, Call of Duty has never really been about realism. This video is going to be all over the place talking about Call of Duty and just my thoughts on the franchise and also Black Ops 6. I'm It's not really a military shooter anymore. It never really was gameplay wise. It's always been more of an arcade type military shooter. It's realistic in a sense that like some of the gun sounds obviously real and like the shooting mechanics you can kind of say. Now with this Black Ops, they are aiming for realism in gameplay. At least that's their goal more or less. But everything else is kind of like COD's changed. If you're a person that's looking to Call of Duty for a realistic military shooter, it's not gonna be you're not gonna be happy. I would say, unless you might think Warzone's good for that, but even then, I don't play. I'm at the point where I know Call of Duty isn't gonna be realistic, and they're not gonna go back to the roots as far as that goes. They are going back to the roots as far as prestige mode and like, um, you know, I don't know, like stuff like that, and like obviously the traditional zombies again. The Omni movement looks good. The only thing I'm worried about is how fast the game's going to be way too fast. Like I thought MW3 was already kind of fast. I think it's a pretty good balance. That's the farthest I would like it. But now this being faster, it seems like I don't know how I feel. And the time to kill is faster though, which kind of would make sense if the gameplay is fast. The time to kill is probably going to be fast, which I do like. I do think an MW3 is a little slow, so I like that. I think the zombies look great. I've never really been a huge zombies person. Up until I think Black Ops 2 was my first, or my last time I really enjoyed zombies. Well, I guess Advanced Warfare. I thought Advanced Warfare Zombies was good. Um, Zombies look good. Actually look really good. Those graphics look good in this game. Looks like it might be the best looking Call of Duty game. Campaign looks great. Multiplayer, we'll see. Warzone, they just announced Area 99, which is the new Resurgence map. Looks pretty good. They're renounced the other map starts with the V. I can never pronounce it. Verdask. I think that's what it's called. It was back in 2020. That was my first introduction to um, Warzone. I thought that was a really good map. Sorry, I can't pronounce the name. I'd have to look at it again. Um, in my opinion, the last great Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2019. You might not agree. That's perfectly fine. I thought there's a lot of good changes they did. So this could be the best COD since then or since Black Ops 2, kind of around there. Uh, and another thing I want to get into is like the Call of Duty community as a whole. Like we, there's so many people that want so many different things. I'm always reading Facebook comments and stuff like that about on the Call of Duty posts, and like the number one thing is like okay, lag and cheaters. Obviously, we can all agree that we don't want a lot of lag in the game, and we don't want cheaters. Okay, get rid of that. Try your best to fix that. But everything else at this point, like so many people's opinions on what a good Call of Duty is, it's pretty much different from like 50 people. it's oh you're gonna get different answers. So I don't think they can please everybody. I hope with this game at least they can have a balance between what everybody kind of wants. It seems like they're giving us what we want, obviously, with prestige mode, zombies, new innovative gameplay, but still keeping it like a Call of Duty, boots on the ground, obviously, and going back to the roots in that sense. Obviously, brand new 16 maps. The game looks good. This game is either going to make or break Call of Duty. A lot of people are saying that because with MW3, obviously the campaign flopped, the zombies pretty much flopped, I would say, and then the gameplay and like the multiplayer was pretty good. That's the only saving grace of MW3 was the multiplayer, in my opinion. I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. Overall, the game's probably sitting at a 7, 7.5. Probably the worst Call of Duty that I've played, more or less. Some might say MW2 is bad or worse, but I did play that. I didn't own it. I didn't play Vanguard. I didn't play World at War. I only played the campaign, a few missions. So I guess you can say I played it, but not the multiplayer. I missed out on Vanguard. I also missed out on Cold War, actually. So, because recently I just get back into gaming this year and playing Call of Duty again. So, my opinion might differ. Black Ops 4, I thought that was a really good Black Ops. I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was solid. So if it's better than Black Ops 4 around their MW19, I'm happy. If it can beat that, which I don't think it will, then I mean it might. I don't know. But the thing about the Call of Duty community is that there's so many people complain about so many different things at this point, and the community unfortunately is very toxic. I don't know if you play Call of Duty at any time during the day, very toxic on the microphone and just toxic in general. And like it's like I always see comments and people complain about the most ridiculous things for Call of Duty. I'll saying do this, do that, do this. I want this. It's like we're so many games in now where it's like there's so many new players coming in. And honestly, if I'll be honest, I don't think I've played a bad Call of Duty game. Even MW3 wasn't a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's just not the best. Because there's been so many, right? It's similar to MW2, but um, yeah, like this Call of Duty needs to be good. If it's not good, then I believe Call of Duty is going to be in a very bad place. And it's not scary if it fails, but it is. This is the game, like the linchpin of if they don't do good, if they don't get good reviews, better than MW3, or the fans don't perceive it. And here's the tricky part because what I just said, so many people are indecisive. People play Call of Duty for a couple months and they don't like it anymore and they start complaining. When we look back at so many games, people didn't like Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare when it came out. But we look back at it now, and a lot of people actually enjoy it, and they're like, "Oh, that was actually a pretty good game." Or I hear all the time, "It was underrated." Go figure, right? Um, I thought Advanced Warfare was a good refreshment of the series. I think it needed to happen. I gave that game an 8 out of 10 when it came out. One of my favorite Call of Duties in the last 10 years. They want to make Advanced Warfare 2. Sledgehammer does, but Activision isn't giving them the green light to do it, unfortunately. So maybe one day we'll see it still. I don't think so anytime soon. So I'm a Call of Duty fan. I always have been. And I don't complain about the small things. I think overall, if the game is good and they're making changes and they're improving, lag, like less lag graphics, new gameplay mechanics, which this one has the most we've seen. It's a brand new, I guess, reskin of gameplay because we have the Omni movement, we have new death animations and animations in general, new hit zones. So if you want realism in that sense, that is there. So we're getting everything. I've always thought for years Call of Duty needs either a new engine or a new revamp of like animations, and that's what it seems like they're doing. So this is just an honest video. I'm not a Call of Duty fanboy. I enjoy Call of Duty. I've never played a really terrible Call of Duty. I also didn't play. Oh, I did play Ghosts. That's Call of Duty Ghosts. I played at a friend's house. I never owned it. So basically, what I said, the Call of Duties I've never owned: World at War, Call of Duty Ghosts, Vanguard, World War Two as well. I didn't play that. And then I think I mentioned another one. What was the other one I mentioned? I think I said Vanguard. Yeah. Sorry, there's one other one, but oh yeah, Black Ops 3. I did own that, but I sold it after. So there's a few Call of Duties I never played, or I did play. I just never owned them. But Yeah, what do you think? Are you excited for Black Ops? What do you think about Call of Duty's current state? I think they're in a weird time where it's like the fans are really at their neck, and if they don't deliver, then who knows what the future holds? Maybe they'll get new developers in to help them, or maybe they'll sell the franchise one day. I don't know. Call of Duty is so big that even if this game were to fail, similar to MW3, critically and like user wise, I, I think they'd be okay. But a lot is riding on this game to be good. So those are my current thoughts. I think the game looks good. I think the fans are well, toxic a lot of the time. Um, Speaking of that, so as far as my live streaming schedule, the next game I'll be streaming is actually Silent Hill 2 remake, which look out for that. I've never played Silent Hill my whole life. I've always been an RE fan, so I'm pretty much going in blind. So if you like my walkthroughs, I will be going back October 8th for that. And I know I'll actually finish the game. Sorry for those that people that watch my walkthroughs and I don't end up finishing a game. I will be doing that. And then Call of Duty obviously and it would be next after that in the same month. I'll be streaming the whole campaign and you know, um well not streaming it but making walkthroughs and then streaming the actual multiplayer and stuff. So look out for that. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Call of Duty and yeah, we'll see what happens. It's released in about October 28th, so or October 25th. So it's coming up soon and yeah, let's be excited. All right.